The Chicago Bulls put up a fight, but still end up losing to the New York Knicks in New York. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, hosted by Hayes, your number one spot for all things Chicago Bulls.
Fun first game back from All-Star break for the Chicago Bulls, at least in my opinion, in which it went into overtime against the New York Knicks. The Bulls came in here, man, prepared. Josh Giddey led the team with scoring with 27 points, 16 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. This was one of Josh Giddey's best games in the Chicago Bulls uniform, not only because of the stage of being at Madison Square Garden, but on top of just you started off your after All-Star break with a really explosive performance. Let's hope that he can build off of it. But really good game here from Josh Giddey. He went 4-6 from three-point range, as well as 11 of 18 from the field. When you get an efficient Josh Giddey scoring night like that, you need to be able to take advantage of it. The Bulls, they we'll talk about the team play overall. Second leading scorer was Vooch. He had 21 points, 9 rebounds in this game, 1 assist, 1 block. He did have 4 turnovers in the game as well. Matas Buzelis, who I know everybody's waiting to hear from, 5 points. He goes 2 of 8 from the field, but 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block in this game for Matas Buzelis. And Coby White, listen, post All-Star game, post All-Star break, Coby White needs to be a lot better than what he was tonight. If the Bulls are gonna try to do anything, which may not be the case here. 11 points on 11 shots, 5 of 11 shooting overall from the field. He did have 6 assists though. 1 block, only 1 turnover from Coby. But we need, Coby now is the highest usage rate player on the team. You need Coby White to be more efficient if you want to be in these basketball games. There's just no other way around it, right? And that's not putting everything on Coby White, but that's what you sign up for, right? You knew you were stepping in after Zach LaVine. We needed somebody to step up scoring wise, and Coby has just not done that consistently for the Chicago Bulls yet. Now, I'm not saying that he can't start doing it and that it won't come at some point. I trust I'm going to hold out some hope that it will. But overall, Coby's just leaving a lot to be desired. And this was a time period where, we had hoped that we'd be talking about Coby White actually stepping up as a big scorer for the Chicago Bulls and being more consistent. But those inconsistencies of Coby White have plagued him his whole career. There's no reason to think they're going to stop anytime soon. But, Coby, for what it's worth, 11 points from him. Julian Phillips had a redemption game off the bench for the Chicago Bulls, 12 points in this one, going 3 of 5 from the field, but 4-4 from the free throw line with 6 rebounds in this game, 1 assist as well. And Julian needs to put up more performances like this. Now, especially with Coby White being out for 2 weeks, you want to see Julian Phillips really use this opportunity to get back into the rotation. People forget at the start of the season, Julian Phillips was one of the first players off the bench for the Chicago Bulls when we started off the season. And now it's at the point where, he wasn't playing a lot. So hopefully Julian continues to use this to his advantage, try to get back out there on the court a little bit more often. 23 minutes off this one. Jaylen Smith also goes down in this game. So that puts a marker on why the minutes were so high for everybody else as well. Only 2 minutes it ends up from Jaylen Smith in this game. So because of that, we got 15 minutes of Zach Collins. Not impressed personally, but hey, you see how everybody else feels about that. The redheaded hoe, Kevin Huerter, Irish Denzel Valentine, 3 of 9 from the field. All three of those coming from the 3-point line, where he was 3 of 6 with 9 points in this game. Trey Jones, continue to be impressed by Trey Jones' minutes. Not to say that he's scoring out of this world or the box score is crazy, but I just like the way that Trey Jones operates an offense and runs an offense. I think the Bulls can really continue to use that to its advantage for sure. But overall, man, like I said, the Bulls they compete in this game. That's the most that you really wanted to see. It's not the Bulls come in here after the All-Star break and get right back to the Bulls that were just playing lackadaisical, didn't seem to care. When they got down, they stayed down, right? So good to see that the team just showed a little bit more competitive nature today, coming right out the All-Star break, which I know my more pessimistic fans are going to be like, well, they should, Hayes. They just had a week off, and you're right. But still, just gotta acknowledge the fact that we came out with some serious fight today. Shay in the building says, I hate Billy Donovan with a passion. When you see a player struggling, take him out of the game. Jeez. Not bad, not great, but okay. Yeah, not overwhelmed, not underwhelmed. I'm just whelmed. Tank job by the Bulls, kept it competitive, but still tanked. This game is a perfect example of attention to detail. Do you notice when we were in the bonus with 6 minutes left in the fourth, but yet nobody chose to attack the rim? Well, we're just not a team that attacks the rim regularly, so I really wouldn't expect us to do it in some key moments where we need to. We just hopefully that's something that we work on this all season to get integrated back into the basketball game for sure. Because we need if those guys start attacking the bucket a little bit more, we get to the free throw line. Those are those easy buckets that we've been missing. That, for example, DeMar used to get us pretty easily, right? We don't have that now. So Buzelis only 23 minutes. Why? Because Buzelis was not that good today. It's not that good. Keep in mind, listen, I know some people are going to say, well, it's not about being good or not. It's about the tank. I'm not saying I disagree with you, but I'm saying that Billy Donovan doesn't agree with you. And if you have Billy Donovan in a position to be able to win a basketball game, he's going to do that every single time. So, and it was already been weird with Matas' minutes anyway, to be 100% honest with you. But, it is what it is when it comes down to it. If we're going to be down Jaylen Smith, who had that nasty fall, and Patrick Williams, I would hope that there's going to be plenty of minutes for everybody to go around at that power forward and center position. Very fun game to watch. Notice when Billy sees that they have a chance to win, he takes the rook out. Exactly. Vooch sucks. Hey, listen, y'all be on Vooch, man. Vooch played good this game. I don't know I'm like, what more do you want from me? I get it. He's not perfect. He's never going to be. No more Giddey slander ever allowed in this comment section. Pay the man, well, a reasonable price. Yeah, they're not just going to pay what he wants to be paid for one game against the Knicks in which we still lost. But Giddey's going to be back around. I'm not going to lie. Coby White is just a role player, hoping he turns into a star. I just can't see it. Sorry. Well, it's not even about being a star at this point. Like, it's just about him being a consistent player. Like, I would much rather take a consistent every single game 18 efficient 18 points from Coby White than see the 18 points some nights, the inefficient 26 points, the efficient 30 points, go back down. Like, I would just much rather get that, right? And so, Coby's gonna, the inconsistency is gonna be something that keeps plaguing Coby White for a while. I think we all kind of understand that at this point. Coby passing with the second left is something. All right, man. Listen, that's a part where you just got to look at it and be like, why? Where does that make sense? Do you practice that pass? Hey, slightly off topic, but did you hear about LeVar Ball? I think people underestimate how dangerous those big baller brand shoes are. Nearly cost Lonzo's career. First of all, guy had nothing to do with him, and that's crazy. Prayers up to LeVar Ball for a speedy recovery. I'm just gonna leave that at that. Coby White really tried his best to make sure we tank, but hats off to Josh Giddey. I give him all the credit he deserves. Listen, I'm all for critiquing players when they deserve it, but I'm definitely for giving players praise when they deserve it as well. Josh Giddey played a solid game of basketball tonight. He played a damn good game of basketball tonight, and so I'm always gonna give some respect to that. I'm not gonna be somebody that hates just to hate. Like, Josh Giddey played a pretty damn good game of basketball today. Just now, we need to see it more often. See it more often, man. That's going to eliminate a lot of questions. If Coby give us 4 more points, we win this game. Yeah, but you can also say that about anybody. It's 4 points is anybody. But yeah, I feel where you're coming from on that one. Mikal Block and Vooch made me lose. Listen, you know what's funny about that is that I literally, when me and Pat were discussing, I think it was when me and Pat discussing the game over on Locked On Bulls, I was like, yeah, wait till every Bulls fan gets mad when Mikal Bridges gets switched on Vooch and shuts him down. Crazy. Like, Mikal Bridges, great defense. This is supposed to be a great defensive team, man. The New York Knicks have all the makings of a Tom Thibodeau defense, especially once Mitchell Robinson comes back. Can't wait to see what that team looks like in the playoffs. Whoever thinks Coby is our guy, our best player, is wrong. The number one guy is Vooch, and that's not good. But that's the point of the season. Is not to be good. Yeah, Coby definitely should have been. You would expect Coby after last year to step into that role as far as number one scoring. He still has the higher usage rate, but Yeah, Coby just got to get it together, man. Got to get it together. I'm so damn tired of Vooch. I'm ready to tear my effing TV. Oh, okay. All right. I think you may need to get that aggression there checked out, my boy. I don't mind loss. Knicks versus Bulls is always a dogfight. We up 2-1 on them. Plus, it keeps us in the hunt for a top pick. Chill. Still, Hayes with the clean fit. First of all, thank you for the fit. But I mean, listen, it is what this is the type of losses that if you're gonna take, this is the type that I would, like you said, would like you to take, because it's an exciting game. Like, this was an exciting game, a fun game of basketball. And that's what I appreciate more than anything. Like, it was just a fun game of basketball. You can't look at it and say either team sold down the stretch or they didn't compete. Everybody came out trying to win and trying to do their thing in this game. So got to give credit where credit's due for that one. I could take an entertaining loss. The Jones blitz on Brunson was huge for momentum. I'm telling y'all, there's something about, I know we got a lot of guards, and of course this will come via us doing other changes to the roster, but I would not be surprised if Tre Jones ends up back in the Chicago Bulls uniform. I just will not be surprised. When you look, he kind of fits the mold of point guards that Arturis likes. So, and I honestly wouldn't mind it, man. I think Tre Jones, out of the players that we got in the trade so far, he's the only one, like, regardless of roster construction, you're just looking at just their play, which one will you bring back? It's absolutely Tre Jones. Tre Jones is playing really, really freaking well, man. And I enjoy watching him play basketball. Like I said, from the first game, he started getting minutes. I'm not mad at the Tre Jones minutes. They actually been working out. Man, Tre Jones solid if they could play him more minutes, but this team has too many. Exactly. Way too many guards. So yeah. If we didn't have, for example, like Lonzo, man, like Tre Jones would do a solid in that role. I'm not saying he would do the same or have the same impact as Lonzo. I'm just saying he would have a pretty good time in that role, I would think. But hey. Honest question: why did Hoiberg get shit canned with a winning record and a slew of injuries, yet Billy's safe? Well, completely different front offices is one. Completely that team also needed a scapegoat. And Fred Hoiberg, and got to keep in mind as well, Jim Boylan was behind the scenes being a snake. So all those things kind of played it to Hoiberg to get up out of here. Hey, so I know you said that we're not a team that attacks the basket, but when you force steals, please go to the basket, especially when it's a fast break. Well, yeah, fast break, you're supposed to attack the basket or attack you're trained to attack the space when you're on a fast break, but that space usually leads to the bucket. And so, yeah, unfortunately, that last minute pass out shit from Coby drives me absolute crazy. And it's like it started one of those things it started with Coby. He started doing that a little bit last year, where he was kind of successful at it to a certain degree. But it's like, hey, bro, like, just stop that. Like, don't do that. Do that no more. Just take it up to the rim. Like, I would love to see Coby get to the free throw line just more often. If Coby White got to the free throw line more often, you're talking about that would make him a lot more consistent right there. And I think it would help him get into his scoring rhythm more as well. So Coby got to attack the rim, man. Stop passing out last minute. What's going on, Brother Hayes? Keep doing your thing, Brody. God bless. Appreciate you, Shady. Bobo can move his feet faster than Vooch. I mean, yeah, everybody can move their feet faster than Vooch. This is everybody, literally. I want to say Vooch sucks ass too, but if you don't if you don't hit that clutch three, we don't go into overtime. Yeah, Vooch makes a lot. He's gonna piss you off. He does a lot of good out there. Screw this team. Bring me LaMelo. What? Come on, Vaughn. You can find something better to propaganda to push this off season, bro. It looks like they had nothing set up for Coby offensively. He was kind of just out there today, running down and backs today. Well, I mean, that is part of the offensive scheme for sure. What's up, son? Let me say hi. Okay, go ahead. Hi. Give me a hug. Good night. Love you. All right. Good night, Buddha. Right. Alan said good night, y'all. This is who Coby is. He passes out in the last minute when he doesn't have the shot. Yeah, and that's you can coach that out, right? You gotta build. You know, that reminds me like when Luau Deng used to have that propensity to take those long threes. And Tom Thibodeau started stopping practice when he did that. I mean, the long twos. And Tom Thibodeau started stopping them in practice. It was like, hey, just take a step back. Just take it as a three. That's what somebody's gonna have to do with Coby White on those pass outs because that shit's ridiculous. I know this may sound stupid, but I would rather have Terry in the game than to ever have Kevin Huerter in the clutch. Oh yeah, I don't understand why we play Kevin Huerter at all. So you're not gonna get any argument with me out of that. So JB, props to the number one bull show on the planet from a Knicks fan. Shout out my brother JB. How you been, brother? Seeing Lonzo healthy and moving the right way is great. Yeah, I mean, having Lonzo out there, having him fully healthy, to just finish the season is going to kind of add and provide a lot of value and focus for the team. Because listen, if Lonzo's coming in the next season healthy, you don't have to worry about your creation off the bench. You don't have to worry. You always have a really good creative point guard in there, whether it's Josh Giddey or Lonzo Ball. That's if Josh Giddey's resigned as well. But Lonzo he's one of those players that just doesn't hurt you. Like other than his ability, sometimes his ability to not be out on the basketball court, Lonzo doesn't really do anything that's going to hurt you out there. So when Lonzo's playing, he's always going to really be a plus player. He's always going to be a player that helps others around him because of him being able to do all those things. So, um, I'm glad to have Lonzo back. I'm glad to have Lonzo here for at least next season as well. You definitely said these were going to be entertaining. The teams will still tank. Yeah, the team's going to be. Listen, I told y'all the team's going to be ass. It's going to be ass. He played Coby the whole game. That man only had 8 points. Trey Jones makes you feel happy. Why am I uncomfortable reading this, Julio? I don't get uncomfortable easily, man. What do you mean by that? You know what? I don't want to know. I really don't. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Never mind. Paul Thomas says Coby White is old Cabrini Green Project dumpster juice. That's first of all wild imagery. Bit of a exaggeration there, and hell, that's crazy. That's crazy. Coby needs to bring back his drag step. It was unstoppable last season. He has a lot that he needs to bring back. It is what it is. I guarantee you my slow ass cerebral palsy legs could move my feet better than Shay. That's crazy. Listen, I'm glad that you're having fun, man. I'm glad you're having fun. Trade Matas and some others for LaMelo and pick something good for the draft we set. Yeah, no, what? Bro, this is good for the tank. Bro got Zoe sold us the game. He was so open. He took a dribble and missed it almost as seen some plays. Knicks wanted us to win. We blew it. We good for for the tank, bro. I mean, listen, what's gonna happen is gonna happen. At the end of this, the Bulls are gonna have a great pick. That's all I can say. So need your honest opinion, brother. Do you think the Bulls tanked at the end? Some very suspicious play at the end. I'm of somebody who never really thinks that players tank. I don't think players and coaches are out there trying to actively lose games. So that's just my personal belief, right? But no, I mean, let's not act like we haven't seen this team make dumbass decisions down the stretch for the last 4 years. So that's not really indicative of a tank for me. That's indicative of a Billy Donovan coach Chicago Bulls team. Hypothetical, what if Lonzo comes back next season full strength? Okay, cool. I mean, it doesn't change anything, but cool. Mitch Billy Donovan isn't giving Matas a clear defined role. To me, it looks like Billy says stand in the corner. If you're open, shoot or swing to Coby and Giddey on the wing. That ain't development. Yeah, I mean, I actually was in the conversation about this earlier in the Discord. Is that um playing somebody doesn't necessarily mean development. You got to have structure, right? Now, somebody can develop while they're playing minutes, which is great. But Matas Buzelis is really doing it off instinct, and that's why when I say things like playing with energy is important, it's not like they're calling a lot of plays for Matas Buzelis. It's not like they're saying, "All right, bet we want to see how you score off this pin down. We want to see how you create in the mid range." They're just out there playing. They're just out there playing. So, and that's one of my knocks on Billy Donovan and his coaching style. Well, then hate on the team, not their best player on the night. You come here using on Giddey. Oh, whoa, that's a separate conversation. Vooch getting blocked was no shocker. I literally laughed and said we about to lose. Hey, it's not just Vooch being blocked, it's about who he's getting blocked by sometimes as well. So, bro, this dude pisses me off so much. It was Bulls chat by sports. The Bulls report by chat now, chat sports or something like that. Giannis Coops come to the Bulls. We offer you Coby, Io, Vooch, and P. Will in 3 first. Like, that's hilarious. Yes, that's why I don't get into those mock trades and stuff like that. For everybody yelling tank, you have to remember Philadelphia still hasn't gotten their shit together. Not to mention they're tanking. Talking about shutting down Joel Embiid for the rest of the season. Hell, they need to shut down Joel Embiid for put him in a hyperbolic tank. Something. Give him a sensu bean. Something. The Bulls should have had this win. And yeah, I mean, listen, there's definitely mistakes that the Bulls made down the stretch of this game. To where if you eliminate that, you have a chance to win. But you know, Coby cannot have an ISO for a final shot. He can have that last shot, but needs a screen or something to get him going. No one on this team is elite ISO scorer. Yeah, we lost our isolation scoring, right? With with Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan gone, we lost our isolation scoring, which thus really you look at and you see that was our half court offense. Like we didn't really have a half court offense where we ran off ball actions or pick and rolls or anything like that. It really came down to who can create in the half court. That was our half court offense. And so now that we've moved from that style to trying to be this high volume 3-point fast paced team, we've lost any half court offense at all, and we don't have the isolation score to create it, and then we don't have the coaching and the game plan to create it either, which then leads you to the place that we're in where we're looking at this Bulls team wondering in the half court, what the fuck, right? Asia's son can block Vooch shot, put him on. That's hilarious. Stay tuned, hey. Zoe gonna change your mind next season. No, he's not, because I've seen Zoe. Zoe's never been a ceiling raiser like that. He's a floor raiser, which is perfectly fine. How would you feel if we got Embiid if he wants out of what? How would you feel if Oprah came down and kicked you in the nuts? Lisa Richard, I completely agree with you. I must have missed something there. What's good, Hayes? How you feel about the new additions to the team? Neither here nor there, to be 100% honest with you. I like Trey Jones. I like the minutes that he brings, right? I like how he plays. Kevin Huerter's been trash. Zach Collins, I'm good on Zach Collins' play style, much less the minutes. So, but we didn't get those guys hoping that they were going to all of a sudden turn the Chicago Bulls into some 70-win team, right? Bulls needed D Rose to sub in from the crowd. Cool. Any updates? Maybe he needs a fresh start. I'd be hesitant though. Who needs a fresh start? Jeremy says, any updates on Jaylen Smith? Let's take a look. I don't think so, but give me a second. Billy Donovan, it's funny you asked that. 2 minutes ago, Casey Johnson tweeted, Billy Donovan said Jaylen Smith is in concussion protocol. So you might as well wrap that up. We're probably not going to have Jaylen Smith for at least a week. So that would be my expectation on that. What is more disappointing about Billy is that he had success at the college level and his players went on to have successful careers. It was, I think, Steely. He called it Billy and he lost his fire. I don't even like just because you have success in college doesn't mean you're gonna have success in the NBA, right? Like they are very different games. I think the thing with Billy Donovan is that he's shown himself as well to be a coach that doesn't really adjust well, right? And that he doesn't really have these the, when games in the playoffs, I know the Bulls haven't been there a lot. When you get further and further in the playoffs, it starts becoming a chess match, right? And Billy Donovan fails at that chess match every time. Billy Donovan is a guy that's a really really good checkers player, but a sub mid chess player, and so that's the way that it's gone for Billy Donovan. Fun game, lots of minutes for examination of bench players. Bulls trying to find rhythm with starters they have. Great, but not bad, just solid. Completely agree with you there, Brett. Completely agree with you. If somehow we got the first pick, who would you like the Bulls to say? Oh, Cooper Flag. If you're talking about the first overall pick, Cooper Flag. So Jaylen Smith ain't none like Drummond. If I can do a trade with the Sixers, I would trade Smith for Drummond. Well, it depends. I mean, we're a very different team now. I think that Jaylen Smith really does fit, especially when we're clicking offensively. Not to say that Drum couldn't, right? And Drum was just a better defender than Jaylen Smith. Jaylen Smith's good at like he gets block shots and things like that, but he's a really really bad on ball defender. So I like Jaylen Smith. I don't think he's bad. Yeah, I don't think Jaylen Smith's bad either. He has some deficiencies, but Jaylen Smith isn't bad. I wouldn't say that he's bad. Do you think we should trade Vooch? He deserves to be on a contending team. Listen, I have the mindset, and this may be toxic of me. I'm not doing no trades because a player deserves. I'm doing a trade because of what it does for my franchise. So I think that they should trade Vooch, especially if he has some value, just because he's not going to have a future here, right? And that really is what comes down to the main reason. Not to like have some huge knock on Vooch's game like some other people. That's just my thought process. One of the Bulls going to get tired of losing, not getting any respect from the media or the NBA? Make sure someone played from the Warriors in the All-Star game. No one played when it was in Chicago. Yeah, when it was in Chicago, Zach LaVine was an All-Star. Um, wasn't he? Was it the year after? Maybe I'm tripping. I thought Zach LaVine represented us that year, but maybe I'm tripping. I don't think the front office has given Billy a competent roster to do anything realistic. Plus, drafting Patricia at number 4, now we got a roster full of guards. Um, I mean, yes and no. I mean, even if you look outside the success rate, you got to look at what you're playing in between the lines in the game of basketball. That's why I said there are a lot of things that he misses, a lot of things that Billy Donovan doesn't draw up. Matas is not a power forward. Listen, y'all are gonna stress yourselves trying to argue what position somebody is in the modern NBA. A Bulls fan, now Giddey stand. You'll be making excuses again for. Oh wait, we're not. I don't know. He's going at somebody. Hey, do you think the Bulls should fight for the playing spot or tank to lose games because it's going to be hard to make it to the playoffs, given the fact that we haven't had many 2-game win streaks? Listen, I'm of the mind that again, players don't tank. And I think that we are they're going to go out there and try to compete, and whatever happens to that happens to that. That's truly what I think this team is going to do. They're going to go out there and just play their game, and we'll see what happens. He did okay. I thought Zach Levine represented us in that All Star weekend. We waved Snogo and our backup goes down. This was perfect for him. Well, we only waved Snogo because Snogo's injured too. Remember, we only waved him because he has a knee injury that's going to basically leave him out the rest of the G League season. So when we could finally be gettable for a decent value, now oh my God, here we go. Here we go. 5-game losing streak. Yep. All right, y'all. We're gonna get ready to go. I gotta go do Locked on Bulls with Pat. Man, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys are following the show at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. BullsCentralPod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.